Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, it happened again. That unfortunate cruise ship from Israel was attempted to be stopped again in Greece. We'll talk about what happened with this time around. We also have the quarterly earnings have come out for Royal Caribbean, and I'll let you know just how full Royal Caribbean ships are right now. Also, we have a story from Celebrity as they are offering people to move your cruise because they're overbooked or for some reason they need to lighten the load on a particular sailing. And it's kind of a strange offer because I don't know who in their right mind would accept one of the offers over the other one. It really doesn't make sense to me. So a few days ago, I reported out that there were protesters at a Greek port when the cruise ship arrived from Israel with about 1,500 passengers, about 500 of which were children, and the protesters were there en masse, and they kind of cheered as the cruise ship turned away and left port because they didn't feel it was safe enough. There was a very slow police response to the protesters being there. And the passengers on board and well as the crew didn't really feel safe going ashore. Now, the uproar over that in Greece from the politicians and the tourist bureaus and the businesses all said, yeah, this can't happen. We can't have political reasons for any reason stopping tourism coming into Greece because who doesn't have a problem with certain countries, right? How many countries right now have problems with the U.S.? How many countries have problems with Saudi Arabia? How many has problems with it? How many have problems with Canada? There's problems everywhere, and who knows who's going to decide next what country should be the problem country, right? And we don't want to have tourism interrupted for various reasons. Well, the Greek government and said, yeah, this isn't going to happen again. We'll make sure of it. And it turned to yesterday where the cruise ship from Israel arrived in Rhodes in Greece. And there were about 50 to 100 protesters who showed up there wanting to turn away the cruise ship like they did last time. And it didn't quite work out that way, as this time there was a heavy police presence. Police showed up in riot gear and literally pushed the protesters away from the cruise port. They arrested about 13 of them, including one politician from apparently the far, far left-leaning people, like government that's there. There were minor scuffles between the police and the protesters. But the passengers got off, enjoyed their day in Rhodes, and then got back on the ship and it left. So Greece seems to be keeping to their word, as these protesters weren't from Rhodes. They were bussed in from various locations and trying to demonstrate there. I guess they don't have jobs to go to, and they just, sometimes it's protesters for hire in a lot of cases. But they were turned away. The cruise ship was able to sail. Greece was true to their word, and I'm sure if this happens again, the police will be there en masse one more time. Now let's talk about Royal Caribbean, and they just raised their guidings for the next quarter because the last quarter they did so well. In fact, if you were wondering how full Royal Caribbean ships are, the entire fleet of Royal Caribbean, so the new ships, the old ships, the small ships, the mega ships, the average was at 110% capacity for the entire quarter. 110%. So yeah, a lot of people don't understand how that can happen. Remember, Cruise ship ratings are based on 2 people per cabin. So if you throw in a child into that cabin and have 3 people in that cabin, well, that cabin now has 50% more people than that cabin is rated for. That's how you end up with a 10% higher capacity. So yeah, 110% capacity the entire quarter. And we're not even into the busy time now. This quarter is the busy time. So it should be very, very interesting to see if they even get up higher than that. But for their stocks and bonds, etc., they've raised their guidance saying, yeah, we think the next quarter is going to be even better. So it just goes to show right now, the cruise industry itself is booming. Next, let's talk about the Celebrity Millennium. And it has a cruise upcoming in March of 2026, sailing from Yokohama, and it is a 12-day cruise. Well, Celebrity has sent out some notices to people saying, you know, if you're flexible with your plans or you can do some changes to your vacation, we have a couple offers for you to move your cruise. One of them is to move it to basically the same month on March 2nd of 2027, a full year later. And if you do this, you will be given a cabin in basically the exact same category that you booked, plus you'll be given a 50% refund as well. Plus $200 in onboard credits. Non-refundable, you'll have to spend them on the ship, but I'm sure over a 12-day cruise, you can probably figure out how to spend $200 pretty easy. And they will also cover up to $500 in non-refundable travel expenses. So if you have, you know, airfare that's non-refundable or hotels that's non-refundable, you would get up to $500 if you have documentation proving that. So that's a pretty good offer to move over. You know, people can get 50% of their money back, sail next year if if you have flexibility. However, the other offer is even better, in my opinion, and I don't know why anybody in their right mind would not take that offer. And listen to this. So instead of moving your cruise, you will cancel your cruise altogether, and you will receive a 100% refund. Okay, all right, that sounds good. Plus a 200% future cruise credit that has to be used by 2027. 200%. So if you're sailing, you get your money back, and you basically get 2 more cruises for free with the future cruise credits. Who wouldn't take that offer? And why wouldn't you take that offer? It's kind of interesting to me. Like, you could take that offer, book the 2027 cruise that they're offering you, and still come out ahead by almost 150%. I appreciate the first offer, but man, if you're gonna give me my money back and give me a 200% future cruise credit, chances are I'm taking that offer and figuring out when and where else I can go on vacation. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know in the comments down below. What would you guys do? Which of those 2 offers would you take? I know which one I'm signing up for. Give me the money, baby, and give me the money every single time. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.